So obviously Tony Elliott going to Virginia. I'm gonna say Clemson, but going to Virginia. That's a very very big loss for Dabo Swinney. I think the question is that can Dabo Swinney, he's going through the Nick Saban effect, right? When you're losing not just one coordinator, you're losing two coordinators, and you're talking about two coordinators that were the key foundation to what Clemson is kind of today in Brent Venables and now Tony Elliott. So we're gonna find out just how great of a coach, Dabo Swinney is as far as a CEO. We're going to find out how good of a coach he can be. Now, obviously, Clemson fans, you can make an argument that, Tony Elliott really wouldn't be missed that much because of, the play calling, the schematics have kind of digressed a little bit there. That's what I've been hearing from Clemson fans, that, he's not really been able to really develop that much. The offensive line is talented. It's not like this is an offensive line full of 1-star and 2-star players. A lot of these guys are 4-star and 5-star guys. And yet, you look how they struggle in the first 5-6 games of the year. Is that because of the offensive line coach? Is that because of Tony Elliott and really game planning? I mean, what's the issue behind Clemson's digression as far as their offense goes, right? DJ Uiagalelei signed that massive contract for Dr. Pepper, 5-star quarterback, number 2 right behind Bryce Young. And all of a sudden, he's not playing. He's not playing really well, right? Now, granted, he played well the last couple of games, but hasn't really played that well as far as especially the first 7-8 games of the year. So, Clemson fans, you can make an argument that Tony Elliott really wouldn't be that missed compared to what Brent Venables has done for the program, but still 2 foundational pieces that has helped Clemson go to that's won 2 national championships, gone to 3 national championships, and produced a lot of NFL caliber talent that are still successful to this day. How will this impact the recruits? We've already seen a decommit. Keon Sabb decommitted, but that's not because of Tony Elliott. That was because of Brent Venables going to the University of Oklahoma and becoming their head coach. So now you can just imagine the 2022 and 2023 guys offensively that are committed because of Tony Elliott. You can just imagine how they kind of feel. And right, obviously again, Dabo Swinney's the head guy, and Dabo Swinney's had a lot of success, so you can expect a lot of those guys to this day. But obviously recruits, when it comes to when it comes to these relationships established, all of a sudden the coach is gone and they kind of break these promises to you, and now all of a sudden you kind of feel something, and then you're just looking to go in a different direction. I do expect at least maybe some of these kids that Tony Elliott kind of helped recruit to probably decommit, and or again, kids that were thinking about going to Clemson, now they're going to look towards a different direction. So this might be a rough year for Clemson going into 2022. And 2021, you can make an argument, was already a rough year for them. But 2022 might be the same. It might be a little bit of a rough year. Dabo Swinney, he has to find an offensive coordinator. He has to find a defensive coordinator, right? He's going through the Nick Saban effect when it comes to losing those foundational pieces to your program. Again, the thing is that Nick Saban has found a way to continue to make Alabama still a juggernaut, while Clemson has slipped a little bit. Now, they're still in the ACC conference. They're still in a conference which is still winnable. Kenny Pickett's going to the NFL. Hartman's most likely leaving Wake Forest next year. So as far as the challenges and stuff like that goes, those top contending teams, maybe North Carolina will be the only team that can contend with Clemson next year, but we say that about North Carolina every single year, and they just kind of fail to disappoint. So who knows? Maybe Dabo Swinney can find a way to rebuild back Clemson, and they'll be able to be successful. But again, losing 2 foundational key pieces to your program, that's big. That's really, really big. As far as Tony Elliott going to Virginia goes, I don't know if he can immediately turn that program around. I think it's going to take some time for Virginia to at least maybe go back to 9-10 games. Now, it wasn't that long ago. A couple years ago, they made it to the ACC championship game, and they played Clemson. They got smoked. They made it to a New Year's Six bowl game against Florida, lost to them, and then ever since then, they've just been a mediocre, at least a little decent program. Obviously, when it comes to a recruiting standpoint, you're going against, you're trying to recruit that DMV area. You're trying to recruit, the Carolinas. You're trying to recruit a lot of those coastal areas. I don't know if they can, if Tony Elliott can out-recruit Matt Brown or Dabo Swinney in that least. But you want to beat Virginia Tech. You want to beat Maryland. You want to beat a lot of those schools in that DMV area. So obviously we'll find out how good of a job Tony Elliott can do. But yeah, guys, let me know how you guys feel about this. Do you think this is a solid hire by Virginia? Do you think this is a big loss by Clemson? I really would like to know your feedback. But anyways, guys, Jan Sports, aka Jan716. I will catch you guys in the next reaction. Peace.